Welcome back to the channel. This is Gillis TV here, and today we got a video that's been kind of circling around because of Elliot Friedman. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button for all content in the NHL. So far, we've been doing a lot of Montreal, Edmonton Oilers, keeping up with the whole Patty Kane deal there in Chicago. But let's get started. As like I said, Elliot Friedman on his podcast about 6 hours ago was like, hey, the evolution of Leon Draisaitl. And, being an Oilers fan, when they called his name in 2014, I was like, who? Like, there wasn't much to know about him. All you knew was it was this big German forward that played for the Prince Albert Raiders in the WHL and for 2 seasons only, and you're drafting him. Like, who is this guy, and what is he? So he spent 2 seasons in Prince Albert, which he put up 163 points in 128 games. Okay, that catches your eye when you're a scout, but then he's invited, makes the Edmonton Oilers roster in 2014-2015, and he gets 9 points in 37 games. And some people I know back then, reading some stuff, was like, why did we choose this guy third overall? Like, he's not doing anything. So that's when Edmonton sent him back down to the WHL, where he was traded from Prince Albert to Kelowna. And he just goes, hey, I'll show these Edmonton folks I know how to play. Scores 53 points in 32 games with the Kelowna Rockets and leads them to the Memorial Cup there. And in the playoffs, has 28 points just casually in 14 games. Or 19 games, sorry. And it's plus 12. Well, okay, you got the evolution of Leon Draisaitl happening, where he could dominate the WHL, which we've seen a lot of players do, aka Nail Yakupov in the OHL or wherever he came from. Then Edmonton's like, okay, well, you go play for Bakersfield next season for 6 games, only put up 2 points, and it is a -5, and then we'll call you up. Well, Edmonton calls him up in 2015-2016. This big German forward comes in and says, ha, making everyone look silly about me, comes in and scores 19 goals, 51 points in 72 games, only taking 20 penalty minutes, -2. Yeah, I gotta say that's a pretty good line for your first full NHL season, well, almost full NHL season, where you're just like, yeah, I'm here now to stay. I'm Leon Draisaitl. League puts him on notice, and the evolution starts from there, where the following year, 77 points in 82 games. Then he goes down by 7 points, but plays 4 less games, 70 points in 78 games. Well, all of a sudden you got a 20-goal scorer on your hands, 29-25 respectively, and a guy that can play in the playoffs and put up 16 points in 13 games in the playoffs. Then the following year, you don't think it could get much better, and here's Leon Draisaitl getting better, scoring 105 points in 82 games with 50 goals and 55 assists, and was a +2 only still. But now he's a 50-goal scorer, and he's only in his, fourth full season, if you say 70-plus games is a full season for a player. Well, holy cow, Edmonton's getting a steal of a deal because he just signed an 8-year, $8 million contract, and the guy can score 50 goals. Let's go. That is the evolution of Leon Draisaitl right there. And you thought 105 points, oh, the guy's got to stop there. Well, the following season in 71 games, so playing 11 less games, he scores 5 more points, having 110 points, 43 goals, 67 assists. In 4 games in the playoffs, he had 6 points. But that's not where it stops there. The bubble year, where it was the All-Canadian division, he goes and says, hey, I could do better than last year. I'm going to be a plus 29, the same number on my back, and score 31 goals and have 81 points in 56 games. Could you imagine what his point total would have been if that was a full 82 game season? That is absurd. Leon Draisaitl is one of the best in the NHL for being what his start of his career was, where he only had 9 points in 37 games in the NHL. But then you go the bubble season where, you know, he had 5 points in 4 games, which sucked. But then you look at last season, 80 games played, 110 points. He's a plus 17 with 32 points in 16 games in the playoffs, let alone 17 of those coming against their arch rivals, the Calgary Flames. Like, the evolution of Leon Draisaitl is amazing. This guy, no one really knew, just knew he was from Germany, and Germany doesn't make that good of players. Now they are, don't get me wrong. But then it was Christian Ehrhoff, Dennis Seidenberg. That's pretty much it from Germany. And Leon Draisaitl is like, hey, I'm taking the torch. These young kids are going to follow me, and we're going to get going. Germany's going to be known for hockey soon. Of course, not as good as soccer in Germany. But he's going to go take the torch, lead by example, and then now we got Tim Stützle. We got Moritz Seider. We got a lot, like that German team in the World Juniors. They have some promise to them where we could see more Germans in the NHL than just 3 or 4 at a time, which is huge for Germany, which is huge for the NHL, and so on and so forth. You look at his career stats, he has 616 points in 558 games. You take those 9 points off from that 1 year, so that leaves him with 607, and you take the 37 games off, he would have 607 points in 521 games. That is absurd. Like, yes, barring he plays with Connor McDavid, but Leon Draisaitl can run his own line. He has proven he can run his own line, and he has been over the course of the last 2 years or so, where he uses that big body to protect the puck, keep defenders off of him, and look for that pass or get into the 1T spot and score it. Jesse Puljujärvi can really learn from Leon Draisaitl by using his size, his strength, and whatnot. And I'm sorry, there's no negative things to say about Leon Draisaitl. You look at the playoffs, 32 points in 16 games. The guy was playing with a high ankle sprain from Series 1. Calgary, he's even admitted he was laughing because Calgary was trying to injure it some more by slashing it. He was laughing. This guy could play through pain, and we saw it in this playoffs. He can play through the pain. This guy is a superstar. I'm glad he's an Edmonton Oiler. That's not just me being biased. Okay, it is. But he can lead by example for the rest of the German players coming up through, either if it's Germany or in the Canadian Hockey League or the United States League they have there. Leon Draisaitl is a stud, and there's, me being a bit biased here, I actually believe he might be better than Austin Matthews. I know a lot of you Leafs fans, but just hold on. The reason why I say that is because Leon Draisaitl can hold his own line with not as high talent players. The thing I would like to see from Toronto is if Matthews didn't have Marner and played with, say, Kerfoot and Bunting, could Matthews still be that high-end guy? I'm not saying he wouldn't, but that is besides this video, whatever. You guys can argue about it in the comments. But me rambling on here, Leon Draisaitl is a top 5 NHL player. You can arguably say top 3, depending on who you talk to, which he would be included with McDavid. And sorry, Leafs fans, again, I'm putting McKinnon top 5 or top 3 there. But of course, Matthews is top 5. But that's just me rambling on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that subscription button, that like button. Let's get this video to 10 likes. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.